Hello, everybody.
Wow, that wasn't as hello as usual.
I have a traumatic experience I need to get off my chest.
Okay. I'm going to let Nick vent as I drink my water.
We're recording this 42 minutes late.
We are, yes.
Because I was on the phone with tech support for our phone company. We have a voice over IP phone.
At the store.
At the store. And our phones weren't working in the retail store, which on a Friday afternoon, as people are trying to call and get meat, is a big problem. So this has been happening for 3 days, and I thought I had the issue solved, and I didn't get all the information. I thought it was people had them muted, which they were, and then I unmuted it, and it worked. So I was like, okay, great. You just accidentally hit the mute button. Well, it turns out there was some information. Another part of the business didn't have a phone working, and they didn't tell me that, which would have changed how it was. So basically, we have this feature where you can ring a bunch of phones all at once, and whoever the first person to answer it gets to answer it. And then, another person can answer it, another person can answer it. Turns out, if any one of these phones was talking to someone, you couldn't talk to someone on the other phones. So I'm like, okay, I know what the issue is. I've tested this out. Can't find the setting to change it. Let's call tech support. And I call tech support, and somebody in America answers. And we're walking through it, and he's like, okay, I think I got an answer for you. Which is always great when your phone company disconnects you. That's not good. So I call back, and somebody in not America, and I'm going to guess India, answered. And I'm like, hey, man, my name's Nick. Here's my case number. I was talking with someone. I can't remember his name. Here was the issue. Could you reconnect me? I'm going to help you with this now. 30 minutes later, he escalates it to someone. Also in India, we go over the problem again after she's put me on 5 minutes on hold to look at the notes. She literally had no clue what my problem was. She was restating it back to me, and about the fourth time, I quite frankly said, F this, I'm going to reprogram the phones myself to do what I want them to do. Have a great day.
Have a nice day.
And hung up.
It sounds like every tech support experience ever.
And I'm really frustrated because we pay a decent chunk of money. I have no problem with offshore support. For instance, our cash register people, I think you've heard this from me, they're offshore. They have some in the Philippines and some in Eastern Europe. And I actually like talking to them because I think it's interesting to, hear how their lives are going. And especially during coronavirus, it's very interesting to talk to people throughout the world. And their English isn't great. In fact, the people I talked to today's English was better. But there's nothing as frustrating as talking to someone who you can't understand when your business is on fire.
Fire!
So anyway, I just need to
He had to get that out. You should have poured your drink
out.
before that.
Oh, and because I was so frustrated and running behind, we have a cocktail from Plain Spoke, which our good friends Ron and Josie Henningfeld, you may have heard of them on this podcast.
You may have heard us mention them 900 times.
Turned us on to these fine folk out of Madison. We were supposed to have their mojito.
Which
Bridget
I requested.
really wanted the mojito. I left it in the freezer at work, so I had to call them to get it out to explode. So instead, we have the bourbon smash, which I have here.
What I really should have requested is a screwdriver.
It's only 10%.
A cup of orange juice.
I mean, we have orange juice and vodka.
My mom doesn't drink, and she is the one that makes the best jokes about
you three. I can't believe she doesn't drink.
I know, but she doesn't drink, and she's always still if we have a cold, but we're committed to drinking that day. When we were younger, when we went to concerts, she was like, yeah, why don't you just have a screwdriver? Then there's orange juice. I'm like, well, Mom, I really expected you to say, don't drink, have just orange juice. So.
I like the life advice of, be practical about it. So these are delicious. This is their bourbon smash. It's bourbon.
Yeah,
and lemon juice.
Yeah.
And mint. Carbonation and cane sugar.
It's great.
So it's like an adult lemonade. It's delicious.
I would not normally drink bourbon, but it's delicious.
It helps with the fact that, I fixed the phones, everybody, in case you were concerned. You can call Lake Geneva Country Meats now. It will go through. I fixed them. No thanks to these people in India. And you know what it was? It was literally unplug the base station and plug it back in. And these idiots...
Did you restart it?
Which I didn't think... So I restarted all the phones. I restarted the network. I didn't restart this one wireless base station. And then I looked at the phones and I said, they all say 3 on them. I don't think that's right. So I went and restarted the base station. Well, first I deregistered and re-registered them, and then I restarted it. And I'm like, you guys could have saved me an hour and a half of my life.
Okay, Nick. But this is tech support 101. restart
And they
the
didn't
modem.
do it.
You didn't do it.
I restarted like 2 of the 3.
I hate when I call and they're like, well, have you restarted? I'm like, yes, you idiot. How many people call and don't restart it? Now I have my answer. Okay, guys, let's talk about things that are more exciting.
Yes.
Okay. If you listened into Amuse Bouche this week, you know that I'm talking about running and sports.
That's a great episode.
You know, it tied in nicely with this dinner plus drinks, which was the idea, which I'm so excited about because that was the idea of, you know, Amuse Bouche was a great place to put things that I was indecisive about. And I have a lot of sports things to talk about this week, so I threw some in Amuse Bouche. But can we talk about the Bucks?
Bucks
Okay.
and 6, baby.
Dude, I'm sorry. That was really unprofessional of me to start a sentence with dude.
Dude.
But did you watch Game 4?
I did.
Man.
know I was.
I know, because I was texting him. Because I was watching it by myself in the living room.
To be fair, Elliot was with you for a little bit.
Yeah, he was. And I was like, oh, you should go to bed.
Oh, it's like 9:17. You should go to bed, Elliot.
Hey, it's 2 hours past your bedtime. It was such a good game. I'm hugely superstitious. So what I did for Game 3, I did for Game 4. And what it was is I wasn't able to watch the beginning of Game 3. So Game 3 was a blowout, which I thought was a great game. Because you're like, oh, wow, the Bucks actually came to play. So I couldn't watch till halftime, so I did the same thing for Game 4. I didn't turn it on until halftime. I watched updates on my phone till halftime was over, and I was like, cool, I can turn it on. Sat in the same spot, did the same things, and voila, they won again. But it was not looking good.
Our friend Kyle is, he's been to games in every series, and it's always been a blowout. He has tickets for Game 6.
You are bougie, Kyle.
So, fingers crossed. It's also Kyle's birthday today as we
Oh,
record. So
happy birthday.
He might be stopping out for a beer later. That'd be great. Happy birthday, Kyle.
We love birthdays here.
We're big on the birthday wagon.
If you're not,
It's
don't
Kate.
know.
It's her 40th.
oh, it is. Yeah,
Yes.
I saw that all over Slack today. Oh, man.
We celebrate life.
We celebrate life. I'm here mambling? Good. Rambling on about the Bucks, but I just can't, that game, I can't get over how good it was. It was the perfect kind of championship series game where it looks like the Bucks are playing worth garbage. Drew Holiday, just get out of the game. Booker should have been fouled out. Giannis, what I loved about the game is everyone expects
He had to tinkle.
Giannis to always be a powerhouse and the star player. In Game 3, he had 40 points, 10 plus rebounds, right? I put this fact down because it was him and Shaq, and I feel like there was one other guy that has done that before.
I think Kareem or something. Yeah.
So
basically, if it's an NBA statistical question, it's Kareem.
It's Kareem. Okay, fair. So Giannis was a huge powerhouse in Game 3. Game 4, he was just like a true team player. Like I don't know how many points he had, but he was just like
A lot of effort on the defense.
Yeah, helping people out, like actually paying attention and rebounding, and then getting, when we miss a freaking layup, he's right there to then rebound and make it.
So in Celebrities Are Just Like You, I don't know if you saw this, but he had his post-game interview duties. And one
I
of
hate
his
those because
kids,
they look so disinterested.
one of his kids was with him in the locker room, and so to keep the kid busy, he handed them the phone and put on Coco Melon.
Oh, was it Coco Melon?
It was Coco Melon. You could
cool.
clearly hear.
See, Giannis is just like me.
Giannis is just like us.
Yeah, you see? Okay, those games.
He may be from Greece, but darn it, his kid is gonna be an American.
But we're gonna love Coco Melon. So anyway, it's the Bucks championship series right now is so awesome, and it's so cool to have two teams that haven't won. The Suns have never won. The Bucks haven't won in 50 plus years. So.
And if you're not aware of the Bucks and 6 meme rallying cry prophecy, you need to look into it. It's for the culture. It's very important.
It's for the culture. Yeah.
And they need to get Brandon Jennings at Game 6.
Oh my God. Okay. We could talk a whole podcast about this.
The really interesting thing, too, that's kind of like one of the great what ifs, is when we traded for Eric Bledsoe, who was our point guard the last 2 years, and then we got rid of Eric Bledsoe to get Drew Holiday, who was kind of pulled an Eric Bledsoe in the playoffs a little bit. But we traded for Bledsoe from the Suns.
Oh.
And when we traded for him, it was kind of like, they just have Devin Booker.
Yeah.
Is he going to be any good? And so
yes, he is.
letting Bledsoe, like us taking Bledsoe, who's not contributing now, and kind of cost a lot to get. And I love him. He's a great player.
Is contributing wildly.
Yeah, so it's kind of like this, like, did we set up our own demise thing?
But no, then we beat them twice. Anyway, next game will be over by the time this airs, so hopefully it's a win.
So it'll either be Bucks and 6 or Bucks or 7. We'll see, but stay tuned.
But 6 would be great because that'd be in Milwaukee.
So yeah, I also want to talk about, you talked about the running thing a little bit.
I did, yes.
Amuse Bouche, you talked about some of how wonderful the running community was. And I never
really
got
is.
that.
Yeah.
And again, on the list of things that Bridget was right about,
All of the things.
we were out there cooking brats, and it was just like a great time.
Yeah.
Everybody was so kind and happy, and it was like almost like Disney World, where you're like, why can't people just be nice
Yes.
like this all the time instead of telling their Indian tech support people to F off?
We're so used to, I think everyone is really used to, like, I'm really over people. Like, customer support right now is the worst. Everyone, we just get bitched at a lot.
Yeah.
Because that's what people hide behind a computer screen and yell at us, right? So, what I was kind of saying is the running community, and I'm sure other sports as well, it's just where I notice it the most, and I was inspired by the half marathon that we got to cook the brats at. Everyone, they were just like happy to be there. They were eating brats at 9 a.m.
Yeah, we had to I don't know how many people are going to want to eat a brat at 9 in the morning. And it was a shockingly high number of people.
Carly, the race director, who did an amazing job with this race.
Yeah, she was awesome with how she put it together.
It was fantastic. She was like, people are going to eat it. They just ran 13 miles. I'm like, listen, I've run 13 miles at 7 in the morning and I don't want a brat. But yes, I do. Like, who am I kidding? You just burned like 1,000 calories. Eat whatever you want.
Honestly, a brat might be the perfect post-race food because it's carbs, protein, salt.
Yeah, we gave them chips.
Like
too.
an easy to hold package.
It was awesome.
And if you want to Kobayashi it,
Go ahead.
right down the gullet to get those
God.
carbs and protein
Full
into you
circle.
faster. Boom.
Right back to last week.
So it was great. So next year it's going to happen again.
Yep.
The Semper Fi half marathon.
Semper, just Semper.
Semper? Oh,
Yep.
yeah, it's not the Marine Corps.
Just
the
Semper.
half marathon.
Yep.
Y'all should check it out if you're
You
running
should.
types.
She's bringing it back to Lake Geneva. It's really great. It's a tough course. It was hilly, but people said it was one of the most beautiful courses they've run. So I heard great feedback.
She had great weather this year, and I'm
She
sure
did.
it'll be great weather next year.
Oh my God. It was like 70. It was beautiful. Slightly overcast at the start.
A lot of PRs.
Yeah. Yes, which was crazy. Like by 10 minutes. That's nuts. Okay. Yeah. Anyway.
And the first person ran like a sub
Insane.
5 minute mile, right?
I think they finished in 1:16 or something.
It was like a
bonkers.
4:40 mile
I'm
that he
like,
averaged.
oh, you just finished a half marathon in the
It was
time I
insane.
run. Yeah, so I am not signed up for any more halves, but I am doing a 5K. I just signed up for a 5K.
That's exciting.
Very exciting. It's in the fall because I don't like running in 90-degree weather.
Well, Bridget,
Oof.
on that note,
Yeah,
you don't have anything filled in on the
I
outline
know.
for what
I got
was
nothing.
good that you ate?
I'm here to
Is it
tell
just 'cause
you-
you're stuffy, or
I can't taste anything right now. It's not COVID, everybody.
are you a long hauler? They
had
have a test for it now.
I know. I'm actually really excited about it because, like, I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble for saying this, but like, I'm not a big like whiny about medical things person. I'm not gonna be like, oh, COVID is affecting me 6 months after I had it, but honestly, I think it is. So I have no idea. I don't know enough about COVID. I don't know enough about COVID long haulers, but I did have COVID. And my life is different. So I'm sick right now. I can't taste things because my nose is stuffy. So I don't know. I really couldn't think of anything.
You want my COVID hot take?
Sure,
I think
man.
we're all going to get it. Like, honestly, I think
mean,
we're all going to get it pretty soon.
I've been vaccinated. I've had COVID. So like if I have it again, here I am. I don't know.
I think it's going to just be like, everybody's going to get it. But if you're vaccinated, you'll be fine. Remember, 99.95% of COVID deaths last month were the unvaccinated.
Get your vaccine.
Best thing I ate, I actually really want to talk about this.
Yeah, this is hysterical.
So I want to know your opinion on this. We maybe have talked about this, but so this is a couple different things. One, we have this gadget gizmo thing on our website that tells us how good the article is written for Google to find it.
Yeah, so SEO is,
And it gives you a number and a score, and it gives you a red light, a
dying.
yellow light, or a green light. How do you get people to do things? Gamify it. So I am now obsessed
it's very funny because he is totally obsessed.
with getting the highest score I can and just gaming this whole thing. So it was Mac and Cheese Day recently on Bastille Day, July 14th, which is always a hard one for me because it's also my sister's anniversary. So
Lots
like,
to celebrate.
and we love a good holiday. Y'all know that.
Love a good theme.
Had to celebrate Bastille Day, really, was the important one. So, but we shared some recipes for mac and cheese. And as I wrote the recipe, I typed out my mac and cheese thing because we made a piggy mac and cheese, which is pulled pork, barbecue sauce, and mac and cheese. And I did it with shells instead of macaroni. So come at me, bro. Whatever. I don't care.
This was a big discussion.
You can get the pork inside the shell a little bit, and then you get like perfect
Stuffed
bites.
shell.
Yeah, without having to do the annoying stuffed shell thing. Sarah loves stuffed shells. I hate it when I make them, but they're very delicious, so it's worth it. And she's happy, which is everything in my life.
Great job, Nick. Great job.
Anyway, so I think I'm the type of person that loves the KFC Famous Bowl. At Thanksgiving, I definitely take the turkey, put it on the mashed potatoes, put the stuffing on there, the gravy on top, mix it all together.
I'm
one
the person
huge bite.
that needs like an 8-division plate. Everything separate.
So you are definitely not the pulled pork in the mac and cheese person.
I'm not. I don't like my food that way.
So pulled pork mac and cheese, you put the pulled pork in the mac and cheese, you put the barbecue sauce in, you mix it all up, and it's even more delicious. So you can just do that, and that's kind of like the lazy way. Or you can package it back up, put it back in the oven with more cheese on top, or on the smoker to get a little bit more smoke flavor. And it's like everything just comes together so much more beautifully as it sits. It's so good.
I don't
And
like
I want
smoked
more now.
things. I don't. Do you still have leftovers?
No, we
Oh
ate it.
man, bummer. The other mac and cheese with breadcrumbs on top, that I can get on board with. Except I wouldn't smoke mine, let me be real, and mine comes out of a box. So
I do make mac and cheese from scratch. It doesn't take any more time.
I know.
I mean, it takes maybe 2 more minutes because you got to combine the...
It takes more
No,
time.
you still have to combine the sauce. No, you make the sauce while the noodles are cooking.
You still have to make the sauce. It doesn't come out of a handy packet.
Yeah, but the sauce you just make, like, it still takes 10 minutes.
Nick, you're not going to change my mind.
You just do it while the noodles are baking.
Actually, we don't eat a lot of mac and cheese at home. Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
I don't know. My kids like plain noodles, and I like
They like butter
I like
noodles.
pesto parmesan-y noodles.
That's good.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know what the heck I ate this week. I don't know. I got nothing to tell you guys.
But you do got something about donuts.
I do, you guys. Okay. I had 2 really great articles to share. I shared one in my Amuse Bouche episode, but this one I feel to the core. So I have an article from My Modern Met, which I've I've made reference to before. They have a lot of really great stories on there. And this one is, when you graduate college and you're looking to find a job, like how to get your foot in the door, right? This guy quite literally got his foot in the door. So this kid, he's 25, he's barely a kid. Lucas Yla, Y-L-A. I don't know, Yla. He's Lithuanian, but he's a marketing specialist, and he moved to San Francisco and was like, how the heck am I going to get a job? Like, do I just throw my resume in the door with like 900 other resumes? So he posed as a delivery guy, like a bike messenger delivery guy.
Remember, if you need to get into somewhere, hold a clipboard.
I mean, hold a clipboard or pose as a delivery guy.
Put on an orange safety vest.
I watch a lot of
Have a ladder. People are going to rush to hold the door for you if you have a ladder.
Or be a bike messenger. So this kid dressed up as a bike messenger delivering boxes of donuts. And he delivered these boxes of donuts into agencies. And you open it up and it says on the inside, most resumes end up in the trash. Mine in your belly. And then it's like a cover letter saying like, hi, I pretended to be a Postmates delivery guy to ensure my resume was delivered to you personally. And then he includes his resume and actually includes donuts and like from a local bakery. And, I don't know if he has a job yet, but he should. This kid's awesome. Look at him. He looks like an FBI agent. European. It's great. So I just thought I would hire him, to be honest. This is fantastic.
Because you like donuts.
I like donuts, but also...
he can get donuts.
This is amazing. And I will say, he asked them, he says, if I spiked your curiosity and you're wondering how to reach me, he says, enter this website in your browser window. And that's actually, they direct him to a place to like look for his resume, which
I like that.
Yeah. So anyway, it's great. He supported a local business. He got creative and he got his foot in the door. Hopefully he doesn't like get arrested for it, and hopefully he just gets a job. So I thought it was awesome.
I got another sports-themed news story.
I know, it should have included more.
So the Euro soccer tournament just finished.
Yes.
England lost in penalties to Italy. And the most sad thing about it is Bukayo Saka, who was the only Arsenal player, the team I support, on the England squad, which is a Travis mockery. He is a 19-year-old kid that really made his breakthrough. He's an incredible player. He took the last penalty for England and he missed. It wasn't the best penalty, if we're going to be honest. You should score. And importantly for this story, 2 people in front of him that were brought on specifically for penalties also missed.
Yes.
They were also very young. And more experienced players didn't take it. It was at the direction of the coach. And this is something that's very traumatizing because you directly feel like you should make that penalty. You missed it. And
Traumatizing for the player.
Yeah, you let your team down. Traumatizing for the nation. It's also important for the purpose of the story that these 3 people are black. Mm-hmm. The racial abuse hurled at them started immediately, and it was nasty. Marcus Rashford is one of the people that had the abuse hurled at him that missed a penalty. We talked about him earlier. He is the footballer from Manchester United who made sure kids in England that normally would get free lunch at school continued to get lunch over lockdown. And there was a mural put up in his hometown of things happening to about him and how inspiring he was. That got graffitied very fast. The police said it wasn't a racist incident. See about that. But so there was a lot of really nice outpouring of support, though, of trying to cover up the hate and say, you know, forget the haters. We love you. You guys are great. What you did was still amazing. And I think maybe the coolest one that came out was from Jason Sudeikis. So he has the Ted Lasso show, which is an American going to England to coach a soccer team. And it's a very funny American versus England thing. Yeah. American coach trying to do England stuff. And he wore a shirt to the season 2 premiere that said Jaden and Marcus and Bukayo.
I love this.
And it was just like the kindest thing anybody could do to show support for this and let them feel some love and some support. So I really need to see Ted Lasso. I've had like a million people tell me I love it.
Actually just saw a preview for it while I was watching a show last night and then like added it to my list.
But just remember, if you're on social media, you see racist stuff, report it. Yeah. Facebook, Instagram, get your stuff together. And
so that's a perfect example of what I was talking about on Amuse-Bouche slightly is like, I forget that English, I mean, I'm only familiar with really English soccer when I lived there, but soccer football is another great support, like how the country comes together and supports their team. Like that's another kind of what I was speaking about on
American women podcast. Going for the Olympic gold.
You know, that is another way people really come together. But then you see how it quickly turned into something so nasty. You just don't see that as often in the running community. And this, at least I don't. It of course exists. But anyway, that's another place. I thought it was really cool to see England come together to support their team. You know, people that don't necessarily follow soccer normally. So I thought it was cool.
So anyway, shout out to Jason Sudeikis. Like, good work. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Stop allowing these people to do this. Yeah. Like, stop it. And Bukayo, we love you.
I also have an update. Lucas Yla got a job.
Good for him.
He works at Bolt. He's the head of new mobility.
Wow. Bolt keeps emailing me trying to get us to work with them.
Well, one-click checkout.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks for listening to our news stories.
We'll be right back.
We're back.
I
had to like think.
Very excited for this.
You're very excited?
I'm hoping we get some good feedback on this one.
So thank you. Yes, I thought you were going to make fun of me because I couldn't decide.
I want some, good feedback on this one.
This product recommendation is more of, I'm looking for a recommendation from you. I know for a fact that a handful of you listening own one of these products. And so last year during COVID, the Nugget couch became immensely popular. If you have kids, I'm sure you've been targeted with an ad about it. It looks great. I want some form of it for my kids for Christmas, and I'm going to order it now because they get in crazy back order. Yep. Right now, they're fine, but around the holidays, they're like 4 months. So I just want to get it now. I'm going to store it in Nick's basement so my kids don't see it.
It's a great plan.
It's if you don't know, a whole bunch of foam, fabric covered foam that you can build in all kinds of build a teepee, build a little couch, build a thing for your kids to jump off of. And it's great.
Elliot's very good at the jumping off of
Loves
stuff.
jumping. Lucy will just copy him. My kids are at the perfect age to enjoy it right now. It will go down in the kids play area. So the Nugget is the one that has been marketed very well. Their branding is catchy and lovely. It's beautiful. They have a ton of great colors. But it's like a suede fabric, which sounds great and comfortable for children. But my children are going to spill on it for sure. And that's hard to clean. So there are a handful of different competitor companies, but the other most well-known one is called Foamnasium.
I like the name.
Right? Which has been around longer than the Nugget, as far as I can tell. And It has a few less colors, but it's a it's not like a leather, whatever. It's similar.
A
pleather, whatever.
A leatherette.
The point is, it's a wipeable fabric. So something spills on it, shoop. And like, yes, if you don't have air conditioning, maybe I wouldn't get this one because it could get hot in the summer.
Or if you keep it in your basement, you're still fine because it's cooler in your basement.
Yeah. So I'm trying to understand. I'm leaning toward the Foamnasium. They're the same price. There's plenty of fun colors in Foamnasium. I'm trying to understand if you have one or the other, why did you choose the Nugget over the other? Or if you have Foamnasium, is there something you regret and you wish you would have gotten the Nugget? Please tell me, because I'm going to get it ordered here in the next couple of weeks to make sure we just are safe and have it for the holidays. So Nugget versus Foamnasium, or I know there was one on Kickstarter, I can't remember the name of, that had magnets in it. So when you build things, they kind of stay together better. Do you like that one? I don't know. So please send us a note at hello@dinnerplusdrinks.com. I'd like to hear about it. You can leave us comments on social media. You can yell at us over a voicemail, whatever you want.
Would you like to bring up that link, Bridget?
Oh, sure. I'm scared.
It's an Amazon short link. Today, I am recommending to you.
Wow. If I could figure out how my internet worked, everybody.
The Shambong.
Dude, have I talked to you about this?
No.
Oh
I got targeted by this on Amazon, and it is they call it the Shambong Champagne Shooter. Unique gift for bachelorette party, engagement gifts, and drinking games. Basically, it's a way for you to just slam champagne.
We have these. We've used them. My sister has bought them for gifts for many people.
So do you recommend them too?
Highly.
There you go.
They're so fun. There's a mini one as well.
The Shambong.
There's a mini Shambong if someone is,
It kind of looks like a pitching wedge in a way.
It comes, I will say, it's wrapped beautifully when it comes. It comes in like a foam padded case, like a box that you can store it in. This is you got targeted with this?
Yeah.
Did your phone hear me talking?
Probably.
Shannon and I had a conversation about the Shambong like 3 days ago.
I literally
oh my God.
drank most of a bottle of champagne for Bastille Day, so maybe that's why I got targeted. But I thought it'd be a great fit for this.
That is a great product recommendation.
Thanks, guys. We'll be right back with some Olympic fun.
Woo! All right, guys. I'm already dreading what's coming next.
We love the Olympics.
So much.
And they're almost here.
But Nick's going to grill me with things I don't know.
So one of my favorite things is caring deeply about a sport you've never heard of before.
Yeah, sure.
So
you get real into it.
Yeah. So what I'm going to ask you is it a real sport in the Olympics or is it not a real sport in the Olympics?
This is great. Okay.
We'll start with an easy one.
Don't say that, and then I get it wrong, and I look like a ding dong.
Synchronized swimming.
Oh, yeah, that is a real sport.
I can't imagine how these people do that.
It's really fun to watch.
I'm terrible at holding my breath.
Yeah, but also, like, how do you like snap underwater?
Yes.
Do you like make
it's insane
like waves that you know? How do you do that? I am really fascinated by synchronized swimming.
Polo.
Yeah, that's a real sport in the Olympics.
Is a discontinued sport in the Olympics.
Since when? And why?
So they last had it in
4 years ago, didn't they?
No, and let me scroll up.
I feel like I was old enough to see polo on TV once. No?
1936.
Shut your mouth.
That is, Wikipedia could be lying to me.
Okay. Wow. Okay, guys. Guess I haven't watched it. Wow. Okay, great. I'm surprised.
Sport climbing.
Sport climbing. That feels like some new sport that was added. I don't think that's a real sport in the Olympics.
It evidently is a real sport.
Come on.
That was added for Tokyo.
Oh, so it is new this year.
It is new this year.
Makes sense. They do always add some random sport like that I've never heard of. Wow.
And to be clear, some of these were discontinued.
So they used to be.
And I have a list of stuff that you're going to love at the end. But let's go with...
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Polo was only in the Olympics from the 1900 games and discontinued after 1936. Who knew?
Let's see.
Making me nervous here, man.
fencing.
Fencing is still a sport, isn't it?
It is.
Okay.
In fact, it is one of the few sports that has been at all the Olympics. It looks like fencing, athletics, artistic gymnastics,
Oh, yes.
track cycling,
Track cycling.
and swimming are the only sports that have been at every Summer Olympics.
I would have said track cycling is fake. Wait, do you have a favorite Olympic sport in the summer to watch?
I like basketball because I like seeing
Oh.
USA just dunk on fools.
What? I like gymnastics and actually swimming.
Let's see.
But I have watched fencing before. It's fascinating. I just don't know the rules. So I don't know if someone's winning. Like, yeah, good job. I don't know, but maybe not.
What we got here? Cricket.
I feel like it no longer is.
It was in the 1900 Olympics, and that was it.
That was it?
That
One
was
year?
it. 1 year and out.
Shit. So how do they determine that? Does it say?
I don't know. I
Like,
think it's just how many people bitch.
You complained the loudest. No more
Where's
cricket.
one up here?
That is surprising.
Oh, here's one. Tug of war.
Sure, that's an Olympic sport.
No, but it was
Oh.
from 1900 to 1920.
That does feel like a thing that would happen in the
Let's see,
early
who won
1900s.
in 1920? The last winner of the Olympic gold medal
Latvia.
was Great Britain.
No way.
Yep.
Wow.
There were 40 tug of war competitors from 5 nations that competed at the Antwerp Games. Belgium, Great Britain, Italy, Netherlands, and France. And the United States got 4th place.
Ooh.
Ooh. Lacrosse.
I think that's still an Olympic sport.
It is not.
Really?
It was in
I wasn't real solid on that one.
1904, 1908, and then it was a demonstration sport at 28, 32, and 48.
What does that mean?
So that's what we're going to get to at the end here.
Oh.
I got one last one for
Okay.
you, and it is golf.
Golf. I mean, this is shocking because I feel like this should be easy, but I feel like that's an Olympic sport.
It is now. It was at 1904 and 1900, 1904, and then not again until Rio in 2016, and they kept it
Wow.
for 2020.
2020 Olympics, everybody.
In 2021. Okay, so demonstration sports
Okay.
are things that are kind of, they are demonstrated at the Summer Olympic Games for the year shown, but have never been included on the official program. They're just kind of like, maybe we do this in the future. A lot of times demonstration sports become real things. So here's a list of some of the ones that didn't make the cut. 1932, American football.
Oh, man.
1956, Australian football.
Oh, okay.
1900, ballooning.
Ballooning. What's ballooning?
Flying a hot air balloon.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I feel like that is a sport.
10-pin bowling in 1988.
Okay.
Why isn't bowling an Olympic sport? If curling's an Olympic sport, bowling should be an Olympic sport.
But also, it should be in the Winter Olympics.
Pesäpallo, which is a Finnish variant of baseball that was a demonstration sport in the 1952 Olympics.
Okay.
And let's see who won that one. The Finnish team did.
Oh, okay.
It was actually a Finnish team against a Finnish team.
Okay. Ooh, so the Finnish team won. I am looking at Britannica, and talking about how sports get chosen to be part of the Olympics and then how they get discontinued. It's fascinating. There's like many application processes.
Surf life-saving.
Oh, surf life-saving. Okay.
Gliding in the 1936 Olympics, because Hitler was a big fan of gliding. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that.
But that'd be a cool one. Like,
I was like, I still think that'd be cool. That takes a lot of skill.
yes,
Don't run
to get
into a cliff.
korfball, which literally the only thing it says on Wikipedia about korfball is korfball was featured in the Summer Olympic Games demonstration program in 1920 and 1928.
Okay. Sure.
What is korfball? It is a ball sport with similarities to netball and basketball. It is played by 2 teams of 8 players with 4 dudes and 4 chicks in each team.
Okay.
You have to throw the ball into a netless basket that's 11.5 feet high.
You're losing me.
That's all we got.
Sounds like basketball.
Oh, and roller hockey, 1992. I think that'd be a great one because they have 3-on-3 basketball now, which the United States didn't even qualify for because we sent like Marcus Camby and like skipped to my Lou and someone else. We should have sent the Globetrotters.
Oh, man. We need to go to a Harlem Globetrotters game.
Have you seen that they're trying really hard to get an NBA expansion franchise?
I feel like for a while, right?
Yep.
Over a year. Yes.
Reward the Globetrotters, undefeated champions of the world.
You guys, this slight Olympic preview here is exactly that. A preview of our next couple of weeks of some fun we're going to have on Dinner Plus Drinks.
We're going to get all into the Olympics.
Maybe we'll put some Olympic rings right here. I feel like I need to do that. We love them. We're going to have special guests. We're going to have games. It's going to be an Olympic spectacular. It was a really good time to stop your song there.
Yeah. So anyway, that's, go USA. Do you root for just the United States or other people's people?
It depends if the United States is competing or not. If they don't have any competitors, as in like competitors that are going to be in the top 10, then I root for other people's people. My default is to root for England next because I love England. I have no real purpose except for that. But I just like watching it's the top tier athletes in the world. It's so fun to watch.
I just enjoy these people that are much more talented than me at everything and just, man.
And they're like 21 years old.
Usain Bolt's way up there. Why are you all the way back there?
Oh, man. Feels like his kid's name is a dad joke that you could have put in there.
It is a dad joke.
Anyway, so we're super pumped about the Olympics, and we do have some fun stuff coming up in the next couple weeks to go right alongside with the Olympics. So stay tuned.
So what do you got on the meal plan this week? It's all grilled food. You did a nice job with that. It was a challenge, and you overcame.
I hope one week you're like, Bridget, you did a shit job with this meal plan.
Bridget,
this was a bad one.
What the hell were you smoking while you did this one?
Well, so yeah, this week it's all grilled.
You did better work when you had COVID.
Yeah, man, did I? Oh, what a blur. Yes, it's the middle of summer, and we're kind of like, well, it's just after 4th of July. What are we doing now? We're like, we're just grilling. So we have all grilled recipes, and I chose one. You guys are going to laugh at me. This may not surprise you. I have never grilled pork. I know, isn't that weird? I was like, I'm going to get this weird look, but we eat a lot of pork, but I just bake it the same way every time because I'm a creature of habit. But we have a grilled pork loin roast recipe on Monday on the meal plan, and it looks so easy. The recipe says it's easy, and it's great to feed a crowd. So our kids love pork. We love pork. We have people over a lot. Like, these things all sound good to me. Easy, feed a crowd, pork. So I'm going to try it.
I am digging the ribeye with mojo verde sauce.
I thought you might like that one.
I knew I was going to like that
green
one.
sauce.
I love green sauce. This is a Spanish version of green sauce. It's fresh herbs and oil and stuff. And it's just really fresh, like summery and bright, fresh flavors. I've said fresh like 77 times.
Fresh and bright.
And it's just so yummy. And everybody says, a good steak, you don't need anything more salt, pepper.
Yeah.
Screw you, man. Like,
you don't need it.
A little sauce on top really can elevate it, bring more flavors in, more interesting wine pairing options, better with your vegetables, and reflect the seasonality. The Times just put out a 20 sauces that can change your cooking thing, and I'm like,
oh, really?
Hell yeah, I'm with this. They had, everything from a very simple teriyaki sauce to a nak cham to like a simple green sauce and just like all these things. I'm like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, green sauce.
Sauce it up. And even if it's ketchup, who cares?
I love ketchup.
Ketchup's delicious. If you want to put it on your steak, I don't care. Mm-hmm. If it makes your eating experience more better. Make it more better.
We've made it, you guys.
To your favorite segment.
It's time for
Kid Corner.
Ooh, that sounded real nice with my snot-filled nose today. Sorry, everybody. Okay, mine's about Elliot this week because why not?
To be fair, Lucy was in a corner while both of these things happened.
Yeah, I don't even know where Lucy was sleeping during one of them and pouting during the other. So sounds about right. So we have our wonderful library in Lake Geneva is doing a renovation, much needed, much thought through, and so lovely. But part of it is getting rid of some furniture that has been in that library straight up since before Nick and I were born. But the furniture, Nick and I both feel like is really part of our childhood. It means a lot to us. It reminds us.
It's also like retro. Yes, mid-century modern, perfect.
Mid-century modern, very Bridget style. But it's ugly. I mean, like okay, Nick and I disagree on this. So anyway, we had to go pick up some furniture. Very cool shaped furniture, super fun. But it was a day that I was running from one thing to the next, and I needed to borrow a truck from my dad, who owns a million of them because he owns a business. So he was going to help me. He was going to meet me there, help me pack this stuff up. It was pouring rain all day. I had like a window of 1 hour that I was free and it wasn't raining. And but my dad got stuck like Nick, when you own a business, he got stuck with his servers went down or something. So he just like his day blew up and he couldn't help me. And I'm like freaking out. Whatever. I was overly stressed about getting this furniture out of there. It had to be out by a certain day. And Elliot's like, Mom, I'll help you. And I couldn't help but laugh because he had a muscle tee on this day. He had like a tank top that he had made. They tie-dyed at daycare, and he had a tie-dye tank top on. He's like, Mom, I'll help. I'm strong. And it was the damn cutest thing. Like I could go through the whole moving story. We went and picked up this fucking huge truck of my dad's, like a diesel giant freaking truck. I don't know what else to say. It made me so uncomfortable. Elliot was illegally sat in it. So I'm like, he was like, Mom,
Elliot's a giant.
Mom,
He's fine.
Mom, I shouldn't be sitting in here. I'm like, Elliot, forget everything we're doing
Elliot,
tonight.
be cool.
Like I'm a freak about making sure he's in the right seat. And yeah, so it was adorable. He came, he helped he helped Emily, he helped the library director and me like move the furniture, and then he laid in it and he was like, this is the best couch ever, Mom. And anyway, it was just a really fun little proud moment of Elliot. Really, he acted really grown up, and he was like, I'm sorry for people that are going to get at me for saying this, but like I wasn't annoyed by my kid. Yes, sometimes I get annoyed by my children, okay? And it was like, oh, we can just hang out and be cool. And same, Nick and I were working a beer tent. And
wait. Before we get to this story.
Oh, okay.
I want to be clear about the couches, that it's a lovely orange color. And I was talking to the library director about this, and there was a big fight for these couches.
There
was.
Yeah.
There's only 4 people wanted them. I said, thanks for hooking me up. I'm going to make sure I put a historic marker by the couch. She said, reupholster it in a new color of your choice and ditch the historic marker. I said, but I like the orange.
Yes.
And she texts back right away, are you okay?
Because she and I were talking about it. Nick picked his furniture up the next day, and I was like, oh my God, you know how many people have sat on this couch?
So conventional wisdom is it's ugly.
Yes,
but
it is ugly. I mean,
I like it.
It's retro, but they need a little padding. So Elliot's going to help me refinish it. So certainly that'll be a kid corner. It won't be refinished until our renovation's done and we have a place to put it. So who knows when that will be. So anyway, that, and then briefly, Elliot, being this grown-up kid, came and helped Nick and I at the beer tent the other day, and he was the cashier, and he was so cute. He was very concerned, very excited, but then when a customer would come, he would get really nervous to talk to them, and it was very cute. So anyway, my little Ellie Belly's growing up. That's all I'm here to say.
You did a great job. He did a good job of reading from the screen, asking the people, they want a receipt or not.
And then trying to say thank you.
He did a good job. Yeah, I was impressed.
It was cute.
I got a parenting hack to share.
Ooh, yes.
Works, I think, in a very specific time. But Simona, she needed to kill some time. She just needed to go do an activity.
Mom and Dad needed to kill some time.
Raining. Wasn't time for bed. We didn't want to bring out the arts and crafts. So it had to be indoors and, not very far away. So I took her to Petco.
This is genius.
And I plopped her down in front of the fish. And you know what she did? Fishies, 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 and ran back and forth looking at the fish.
That is a very smart parenting
And we
hack.
killed about 20 minutes.
And then 10 minutes driving.
Now, if your kids are older to the point where they're going to be like, but I want the fish, it's not going to work. If they're not able to understand that fish are cool and pretty to look at, also not going to work. But we're in a sweet spot right now where she's not begging for the fishies that she saw, but she thinks they're very cool.
I mean, a fish costs like $8, right?
Yeah.
You could just get it. It'll die in a week
anyway.
Well,
the aquarium's what's, more.
Put it in a bowl.
Yeah.
This is where a fish lives. Elliot goes and makes me look at snakes, and I legit can't handle it. So I'm like, you can go look at that. I'll be over here by fish. But Petco is a good parenting hack right there.
I heard a great other way to name snakes.
Are you coming up with a dad joke right here at the end?
Nope ropes.
Nope rope?
They're nope ropes.
That's kind of funny. Nope. Oh, that's great. I hate snakes with all of my being.
We were moving some tables at the beer tent.
Yep,
and
this was a thing.
There was a spider crawling for you, and I freaked out. I said, Bridget, drop it.
He's like, drop the table. I'm like, and immediately I'm like, there's a bug about to crawl on me.
So we got it set down in a controlled manner. instead of
breaking my toe.
Yep, throwing it down on your toe.
But I did
as
make
the
Nick
spider
then.
gets...
I was like, now I can't see the spider. I'm not going to walk there. It's in the grass. So Nick switched sides with me. What a man.
We had it covered. Oof,
we made it, guys.
I hope y'all have a great week. Check out our grilling meal plan.
Yeah.
Get grilling. It's
grilling.
summer.
But also get ready for the Olympics.
I'm not going to do it.
We're done. We're going to order some decor. I'm pulling it up. We're going to deck it all out. I'll wear my, I don't know, America shirt of some sort.
We have some America themed stuff we can pull out. Okay.
Thanks for listening. Find us on, oh look, we have flags right here. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at Dinner Plus Drinks Podcast.
Make sure you follow us on all of your platforms that you like to listen to the podcast, Spotify, iTunes, or as they say now, Apple Podcast, Overcast, Stitcher, Pandora, whatever. Amazon Podcast, Google Podcast. You can find us. We're all over.
We're all over. Thanks for listening along, guys. Hope you have an awesome week.
Cheers. Bye-bye.